Yes, hello, welcome to today's Indycar session here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway, famously called the Brickyard. I'm going to be your commentator today, that Nath dude, multiple time BeamGP winner, and been on the podium here, well not here, many more times. This was added after I started racing, unfortunately, to our roster. Still pretty cool. Currently the drivers are in a qualifying session, about a 9 to 10 minute qualifying session. They've got 6.5 minutes left in that qualifying session around this 2-mile track. Let's bring up the race info again real quick. It is only qualifying after all. 2.7. That seems to be just a little bit wrong. So let's put a little hide to that, and let's see what has gone wrong there. That's very interesting. Well, we just won't show that. Oh well. 7 drivers then in the field today. Happy Dolphin, Rybred, Lucas, Chili, Train Raider, No Life Alex, and Newt. See Chili there doing a little bit of acrobatics. Let's have a look at the current pole sitter, who's just been kicked off the board for some reason. Happy Dolphin having their laps completely removed. Let's have a look at the person who's currently on provisional pole then, Rybred. Rybred has been in BeamGP for quite a while now. And well, we hope, and he hopes, to have a pretty good race this time around here in the wonderful race. Okay, Happy Dolphin has been put back onto the timing board, and hopefully they can get a couple of legal laps. Well, lap times around here, as you can see, 47.7 for Rybred, and in practice we were seeing around 50 seconds. So we can expect to see a little bit of shenanigans as we make our way throughout the race. Let's have a quick look then at Train Raider. Here we go in the Haas liveried car. Haas, I don't quite think have an IndyCar team, although they definitely should. This is taken from one of our other cars and just ported over. Where's Train? P4 on the grid then. And we have 4 minutes left in qualifying. Looks like Luke is trying to get a little bit of temperature in their tyres, doing a little bit of bobbing and weaving as we make our way through. The race then is planned to be a 40-minute race. So we should be able to get a 40-lap race. My apologies. So we should see a fair few incidents and a fair few laps, hopefully, here being, well, a fair few bit of time here in this little race. Just waiting for qualifying to end so we can get the... punched my desk. That's not very helpful, and I'm trying to use this. Well, Happy Dolphin is still in the pits. I wonder what's happened to their car. Something I should probably note is these cars were very, very difficult for drivers to get a grip of and understand how they moved, how they drove. In practice, we were seeing a lot of people losing the rear end through the corners and spinning into the wall. So we should certainly expect a little bit of that in the race as well. Alex then, P4 currently, just ahead of Train Raider, just picked him out. And is that the turn 2 to P4? No, turn 1, turn 2 now, and onto the back straight. See where the pit lane rejoins. Actually, that's the pit lane. Oh yes, So turn 4 onto another lap. Do they improve? No, not. Oh, they do by 1/1000th of a second, and as you can see, spinning, just about managing to keep it out the barrier. That was phenomenal, and they will get another lap in if they are quick. Holy moly! What a save that was. Just watching Alex then around the back. Let's have a look at the person who's currently in P2. That goes to the likes of Chile. We'll give the car a quick little refresh, and away we go. Final minute and a bit of qualifying, after which the drivers will be teleported to the pits, I believe. Could be wrong, don't know me to do that. Out of turn 3, a little bit sideways through the middle of turn 3 into turn 4 now. We see Lucas just getting ahead of Chile. Chile's going to have a little battle to get his car up. Out of turn 4 and across the line. What's it going to be? Across the line. Is it going to be an improvement? No, it is not an improvement for Chile right there. He's got another lap to go. He does have enough time for one more lap. It's gonna be balls to the walls right here, right now. Into the wall goes Chile. And that's the end of his qualifying. Train Raider crosses the line just as the timer ticks to 0. That means they can't continue anymore. They're going to start P5. Let's have a quick look at Lucas, if I can catch them before they go over the line. Here we go. And across the line they come now. Any second. And it is it an improvement? It is not an improvement. Driver then left to cross the line. That is No Life Alex. Across the line we're going to see if they can improve onto P3 or not. Across the line, I don't think that's going to be an improvement. It is not an improvement. Well, very interesting. Dolphin still. Are they going around or not? I don't think they are. No, they're stuck in the pit lane. So that is unfortunate for a Happy Dolphin there, just stuck in the pits, unable to really do much of anything else. Let's have a quick look at the grid then, and see just how what popped up. There we go, and then we'll do boom. Let's then press that button, Indycar, Indianapolis. Let's have a look at the grid. Or not. It seems to have, at a moment, well, don't you just love it when tech goes wrong? We'll try one more time. And we will try no more time. Because it's got to practice. Well, we can't get everything all the time, unfortunately. We will be back after this very short break. Well, then any moment now we should see the drivers being teleported to the grids. There we go. They've now been put into the grid. And any moment now we will be ready for the start of the race. I found the issue with the code before, but I don't have the times myself for qualifying, so unfortunately we can't get a grid graphic. What I can tell you is Happy Dolphin did set a pretty good lap time in that practice session just now, and well, we are moments away from what could be an exciting 40 lap race here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The drivers have been told to do some practicing, that's what you saw just now, so that they don't crash. You saw a lot of crashing in that session, so hopefully that is all the crashes crashed out of the way. So hopefully we have a pretty good race. Looks like the drivers have lined up in the pits, and it looks like we're going to be underway for a rolling start. That's what they do in Indycar anyway, a rolling start, so that's just what we will do as well. They have to stay behind the safety car there, as you can see. We'll ride on board with Chile then just to see that safety car in action as we make our way. It's a new BSA safety car, using a prototype model here for now. As there is a competition over on our Discord. Just sign up, just heading over to discord.beamgp.com, where you can find all the information on how you can get your own submission for the new BSA safety car if you would like. For now though, we are just half lap away from going green here with our IndyCar sessions. You can see formation lap, and that is the starting order then. Rybred, Lucas, Chile, No Life Alex, Train Raider, Happy Dolphin, Max and Newt. It's all looking to be a very, very exciting session here in Indianapolis. Moments away from race start, we'll see the safety car pulling in, and well, we will be on our way for 40 laps around this super speedway, very high speed course. It's going to be very interesting to see how the race pans out. We've got a few rookies, a few old heads, but whatever the experience level is going to be one heck of an exciting race. The lights go green and away we go here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's oh my goodness, we've already had an accident and Max Verstappen has gone flying into the air. Back with the action at the front though, Chile just trying to get his nose into Rybred, not quite working. Side by side, Lucas and a Happy Dolphin. Where's that going to come from? Oh no. Oh, that's gone all manners of wrong. Happy Dolphin upside down. Lucas also caught up in that. Here we go, Lucas. And also Max Verstappen. No Life Alex in the pit lane. And that has not gone how the race leaders would have wanted. No caution called out yet, but the red flag has been called. Well, that was one heck of a race start attempt there. Let's pull up the grid graphic then for this attempt 2. Ride Red on pole, Lucas gets P2, and well, it was a very interesting qualifying session, that's for sure. But Ride Red was the top man for it. P3 then goes to Chile. No Life Alex gets P4. No, that's what the issue. I see. Then we see row 3 is starting Train Raider P5, Happy Dolphin on P6. And we try again. Max Verstappen 33 lines up on P7. Newt lines up in P8. No other cars are on the grid. No one else turned up, and that makes up the starting grid for race 2 and attempt 1 for what we just saw. If you'd like to have a look at the live timing, well, we've got to go through all the other stuff first. If you want to sign up and get your rookie license to do, well, this next week for the finale, head over to discord.beamgp.com. If you'd like to look at all the races that we've done previously, or be notified when we do a race in the future, youtube.com/@BeamGrandPrix. And if you'd like to have a look at the driver ratings or live timing, head over to beamgp.com, and live timing is under lap timing. Well, only half a lap left until we go green here for 40 laps of Indycar here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it's looking like it's going to be one heck of an exciting race. We've already seen how dramatic it can start off with, and well, if that is anything to go by, it's going to be super interesting. Do not go anywhere. Well, attempt 2 then here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Attempt 1 didn't go off to the best start, you could say. But we have 8 drivers here in the Speedway setup of the Indycar. There are 2 versions, of course. And, well, they're going to be hoping for a slightly better race start than last time. Hopefully they can all keep 4 wheels on the ground and not send anyone orbital. Well, it's almost time we go green here. 5 red lights on the gantry. And it's green here in Indianapolis. Let's see what sort of shenanigans we can get up to this time. Max looking for another movement. No Life Alex getting the rear wing taken off of him again. And if I can find him in the leaderboard, we can tab on over to him. Well, Max Verstappen's had a moment, and so we'll tab on to him. And that's half the grid gone again. And that is so unfortunate. And it just looks like we're going to have another little moment. It still says formation lap on my thing. Let's see if I can do that and get it back. There we go. Caution has been called out, and Newt then has an absolute... That's an abysmal tyre, and he's been absolutely taken out of the running. Lucas in the pits, Alex and Dolphin also involved in that incident. Well, Max Verstappen then currently lines up P4. On our screen has a lot of damage. I wonder if the pit lane is closed, and so I wonder if he couldn't make it into the pits. He can still drive. He will surely have the red meatball flag, we've got two different types of meatball flag. We've got an orange and a red one. Both mean come in the pits, but I think the red one means you must enter the pits this lap. Although, I need to check up on the rules again to see if the red meatball flag overrides the overrides a closed pit lane. It doesn't quite say. Anywho, we will have a quick look, see if the pit lane is closed as we make our way in over here. The pit lane is open. Max just not having pit stops. He's dolphin diving into the pits. That brings Max not actually up anymore as we enter lap 3. Well then, lap 1, and we had a caution called out again here on take 2. We'll be back after this short break here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Lap 4 here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it looks like the safety car might be coming in at the end of this lap. Looks like we've had another moment here for Lucas. Oh no. It's catastrophe after catastrophe here for Lucas. Not really the greatest showing here for him. He does get it moving, but the Lithuanian just not looking comfortable in the low downforce Indycar. Someone else has entered the pits. That's Max Verstappen. I wonder if oh no, I wonder if their damage is so severe they had a meatball flag, and if you don't serve that meatball flag, I've had this in testing, it does disqualify you. So I wonder if he's been disqualified for not pitting to fix his car. Well, he seems to think that he can get going again, as the drivers are now at the back of the pack again. Does Newt ever wave by? We'll see if he has a wave by, if he gets in trouble or not. Looks like he is just making his way around the track though. All fine and dandy. Well, let's have a quick look then at the person who is at the front despite all of that catastrophe happening around them and behind them. Rybread is currently leading the race. Max has been disqualified for not coming in to repair his car. So that is a big blunder there by Max Verstappen. In one of his first races, getting a disqualification is not exactly the best look, but hopefully they will learn for next time that they do a race here in BeamGP. That is terrible luck for the Romanian. Was having computer issues earlier today, managed to fix his computer just before Formula 4, which you can watch on our YouTube channel. And it looks like we're getting underway now. Now we go green here in Indianapolis, and hopefully we can stay green for at least a lap, if not more. Looks like Lucas is looking down the inside. Chile also looking down the inside. New fastest lap from Chile, 51 seconds. New fastest lap from Rybred, 49.9. All these times shooting up into up now. As we see Chile looking up on Rybred, he goes down the inside. Oh, this could be a blunder here from Chile. He knows what he's doing though, as the fastest lap system is having a little bit of a moment. Dolphin now looking down the inside of Train. Just slips back behind him as we make our way down the start-finish straight. Chile looking for another burst of action here, as he is right behind Rybred. New fastest lap then, Chile, a 49 seconds. Rybred even faster, 49.6. And well, here we go then. Chile looking down the inside. Train down the inside of him though, makes his way up on the inside of Rybred, and that sees Train up into P1, gets the fastest lap. And Chile, however, looking down the inside of Train. It's a three-way battle here for P1. Rybred just falling back a little bit. He now falls into the grasp of Happy Dolphin, who is also now in this fight. Dolphin P3. A lot of fast times coming in now, as these drivers get the slipstream going and start to make their way around the track as fast as they can. Slipstream here for Chile from Rybred, just riding on board with the Swede, and you can see just how much he's moving the steering wheel. Even around the corners, he's adjusting the steering wheel ever so slightly. You can hear the engine revs climbing and lower as we make our way down the inside, and well, that is well, I must say, an easy move for Chile. Gets the fastest lap of 48.1 mega lap there for Chile, who's making his way now with out in front with Rybred just behind him. Dolphin still in front of Train just behind them. Rybred pulls to the inside, and that's a caution called out for P6. Newt has had a moment. Oh no. Newt is all sorts of discombobulated. That car is not going anywhere quickly in a hurry. Absolutely destroyed. Well, the battle at the front then gets neutralized for now. Lap 9, on to lap 10 here, and the safety car will pick up Chile, the race leader, with Rybred just behind, Dolphin behind them, and Train Raider behind them. We'll be back after this pretty short break here for what I assume is going to be a pretty short caution here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rybred then coming in to get some tyres, I would guess. Still under caution here. Lucas and Newt getting the wave by. We saw Chile earlier getting another pit stop as well. I said another, it was his first pit stop. Rybred then enters the list of people who have had a proper pit stop. Well, I say proper, it wasn't even proper pit stop. That would be a green flag pit stop. Lap 13 of 40. We expect the caution to come in on this lap. That allows Happy Dolphin to reclaim the lead of the race. Train Raider P2 and No Life Alex then in P3. If I can find them, here we go. Any moment now, we should expect to see the safety car pulling into the pit. No Life Alex then just a few moments behind the car in front, and at any moment now, it's going to be all steam ahead for the hopefully final 26-ish laps for 26? No, 30. Yeah, 26-ish laps here. Green. And are we going to get the jump? Lucas is going to get the jump. No overtaking before the timing line, though. If Lucas made an overtake before, it could be an issue. Looks like he did, though. Rybred back in front, however. And looks like we're going to have a little battle. Train Raider, new fastest lap. 48.777. Dolphin going even faster, though. I think the fastest lap system doesn't quite like when we have moments this quick. Dolphin looking around the outside of Alex then. Train Raider just on the outside lane, not quite the right lane. He drops back 2 positions as we see Chile getting what looks to be a little scrap moving on. Slipstream from No Life in front of him, and he pulls right out in front, has the inside lane. That's contact, that's a crash, and that is going to be another caution. Dolphin flipping, and dead. They will be able to keep going, but Rybred, oh my goodness, that car split in 2, and that's horror stories there for those 2 racers. And well, looks like we can't get that many laps in before we have to go back to another caution. And it's just crazy what speeds super speedways can hold here. Certainly ones as legendary as the Brickyard here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You see Dolphin and Rybred getting their repairs done. They'll also have a little time taken away from them for towing their cars, though it won't be too long because it was right outside the pits. If you yourself would like to get in with the action here, well, just heading over to discord.beamgp.com, heading over to the Start Racing channel and find out how you can get your racing license today. If you'd like to have a look at the previous races or be notified when we go live in the future, youtube.com/@BeamGrandPrix, and you can find all of the videos there. If you'd like to have a look at the driver ratings or the live timing data, beamgp.com, and you can find all the information there. Live driver ratings over at the drivers tab, and if you want the live timing data, go to lap timing and you can find live timing there. Back to the race then, lap 16, caution called out on lap 14. It's going to be another couple of laps before we get going again, and I think we're going to see a couple of drivers getting pit stops for fuel. I'm thinking the likes of Alex, Lucas, maybe not Newt, he's had a couple moments himself. Let's have a quick look at the gap to the leader then. Dolphin and Rybred, the only drivers on a lap down, actually, still racing. Both of them are still in the pit, despite what the timing tower says. And it looks like we have 2 more laps before we go green here. Super speedways, they're great. You go super fast, but under caution, it does mean the drivers to get a little bit angsty, as you can see them just choosing different lines so they can get just that little bit closer and not crash into each other. That's an issue on the road courses, actually. The drivers bunch up so much that when the driver in front brakes for a corner, the driver behind doesn't expect it and crashes behind under safety car, which is not the nicest feeling when you're the driver in front. And you feel a bit stupid when you're the driver behind who's done it, but oh well. Safety car today then, kindly supplied by the McKenna team. And well, the Indycars are following it diligently. It's only a matter of time before we go green again and we can see some festivities, hopefully. Festivities? Might as well go with that word. Another lap then, Rybread still in the pits. Looks like we have Alex also in the pits to get him... What's happening with Dolphin? Where are they? Oh! Dolphin is on track. That's interesting. Rybread then. He saw split in two, so no wonder he's still in the pits. Car has been repaired, but that is going to take a fair few more laps to be repaired. Currently 3 laps down from the leader. Leader, however, is Chile once again, and this lap we should be going green. You guys ready for another couple of corners before we call the caution back out again? I sure am. Not even halfway yet. Hopefully we can get to halfway while green flag racing. All of that, however, is to come here in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, powered by Horizon Hosting. Any moment now, we will be returning to racing. We just got one more corner. So, lap 18. We have another lap. Another lap. Really? Another lap of caution. Who would have guessed? It takes about twice as long to come around here in under caution than under green flag racing. Let's have a look at the current fastest lap. Current best lap is Chile, not a 1:48, a 48-second 1:64. No, sorry. Fastest lap is Newt, 48.128. Well, the new boy on the in the pack seems to be the fastest when it comes to couple lap shootouts. P6, Happy Dolphin. Happy Dolphin still reportedly the other end of the track. They should, however, catch up pretty soon. Right, but 4 laps down from Dolphin. Ah, that's why Dolphin had a wave by. So that would explain the extra lap and why they are such a different area of the track. They will catch up pretty quickly though. Doesn't look like they might catch up in time, however. But it looks like we are going green here, as Dolphin does just about catch up. We go green, Dolphin down the inside with an almighty overtake before the start-finish line. That is certainly one of the restarts of all time. It's told no... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Not only did 2 things happen at once there, Dolphin overtaking people before the timing line, which you are strictly not allowed to do. We've seen Newt and Alex being absolutely decimated by each other. Alex, still managing to drive, has just lost his wheel, actually. That's quite interesting to see that happen. We're already on a caution, so we can't exactly call another caution out for that. Alex is now towing to the pits, unfortunate for him. But, well, we do reach the halfway point of the race. But, we're going to have to see what the stewards say about that. We'll be back after this break. Well, we've had our first proper round of pit stops there. We saw Train Raider Lucas and I think that was it, just entering the pits and leaving again. Rybread now is also with this pack. We should expect Rybread to get the wave by. There we go. In a moment now, we will be, well, hopefully this lap going green. That means Rybread is now 5 laps down from the leader after his enormous crash a few laps ago. Second half of the race then, and well, this has taken already so much longer than anyone here expected it to. And currently Dolphin just P2, Train Raider P3 with a penalty, 10-second penalty. You might have seen just now, leaving the pits, he jumped over a curb. Well, if you so much as touch the outside white line there, you get a penalty. And well, jumping the curb means you went a bit further than touching the white line. And that is that penalty. Lucas also with a 10-second time penalty. He didn't serve it last pit stop. And well, we're now here. Any moment now, we should see us going green. But it's all to play for in the second half of this race. Almost final third of this race. The third, as opposed to the second half, second. And there goes the safety car. We go green here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And on board then with Train Raider. Down the inside he has Lucas. Lucas backs out, and Train Raider with an almighty slipstream from the two cars in front, Dolphin and Chile. He gains and loses. That is, don't tell me it's going to be another safety car. No. Lucas is, however, in the pits. Chile is falling down the order. What's happened with Chile? Oh, looks like Chile's got a puncture. He's really finding it hard to control that car. He is in the pits. Train then, just behind Dolphin, catching through the corners as well. Riding on board then with Train Raider, we can see just how much gap you can gain down this long back straight if you have the slipstream. Started about 1:45, and look at that, all the way down to under 25, gets the overtake, and well, down the inside on the inside lane. Just ignore those fastest lap bugs, that is having issues. As we see Train Raider now down the inside, side slipping Dolphin, trying to stay in front. 27 laps complete here in this race. It's going to be very difficult to see who comes out in front by the end of the race. A lot of people are in pit road, that being Alex, Newt and Lucas. Rybread managing to well, gain a lot of laps on Lucas, who now leaves the pits for you Lucas fans. Train Raider still, a very massive wobble through turn 3. Into turn 4 we go now, on board with Train. And let's have a look again how close he gets. A little bit closer this time. This straight is the same length as the back straight. Decides to stay behind Dolphin, but you see again, he gets that kick of oversteer, and he just has to fall back into a place of cleaner air, so he can just get more grip to the corner again. Well, onto the back straight we go. The gap to Dolphin out in front, over 200 feet this time. And you can really see the fall off now as we clip the outside wall, and that It looks like it really has upset the car, and that is train into the wall again. Rybread now on his rear end down the inside, and you've got to wonder what damage has happened to train there. Rybread pulling back and having his front wing just explode on him. I wonder what's happened to Rybread. Green flags flying still, and if my UI wants to play with me, oh no, looks like Rybread's inputs just completely stopped right there, slowing down the whole back straight and just not turning for the first turn. Looks like this might be a caution if it's not sorted out soon. Hope Brickyard is okay. He might have lost connection. Caution has been called out, and well, we've almost got 10 laps left in this race, but Brickyard looks like he might be out of this race for better or for worse, unfortunately. Dolphin in the lead, Train Raider P2, Chile P3, Lucas 2 laps down here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. BeamGP Indycar brought to you, powered by Horizon Hosting. We'll be back after this short break. This is BeamGP Indianapolis here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. IndyCars at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And just now we've had an almighty incident for Rybread. Looks like their steering just completely decided not to control their car. Slowed down the whole of this straight that we are on right now. Didn't turn for turn one, just clattered right into the barrier, and that called out the caution. Then we had Alex having a moment on the back straight. We also saw Chile having a moment. Yellow flags called out in his sector, and we see his nose is completely missing from his car. His steering is also broken as well. You've got to wonder if the amount of cautions are getting to these drivers and is causing them to lose a little bit of focus. Luke is caught up to the back of the pack now, 2 laps down, and he will get a wave by. We'll see him shoot off sometime soon. But it's really not looking good for these cars here. Happy Dolphin then out in the lead. Train Raider with a 10-second penalty. Chile P3 and Lucas still also with a 10-second penalty. Rybread is back. His car is moving again. He's got a 40-second time penalty on the timing screen. He's 6 laps down from the leader. And Alex and Newt are also out of the pit lane. 9 and 11 laps respectively for those two drivers. Chile, he's pulled off to the infield here, and I don't quite know what's gone on. I think he is now discovering that he has quite a lot of damage. He's entering the pits, same as Train and Happy Dolphin. For the final 10 laps of this race, it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. Chile's really having issues controlling his car now. Luke is Rybread, Alex and Ute get a free lap on the leaders then. And, well, that's going to be quite a repair job for Chile's mechanics. He's going to be in the pits for quite a while. Happy Dolphin gets going. Train Raider also gets going. And we will see what happens after this little pause in the action. It's a sunny day here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We have the Indycars. It is lap 33 of 40. Happy Dolphin is your leader. We're under caution. Train Raider P2, Chile just catching up in P3. We've got a lot of cars a few laps down, and we've even had someone disqualified. It's all happening here, and it's all to play for. At least for the top 3 positions is all to play for. Don't go anywhere, or we have only a few moments before we go green, and hopefully stay green until the end of the race. It's only 6 laps away. It's gonna be interesting to see who wins, that's for sure. Happy Dolphin had a questionable moment a few moments ago as we go green here. No one overtaking before the timing line this time. Riding on board then with Train Raider. We've got Chile right up our gearbox. Down the inside line he goes. We see Lucas already spinning on the infield of turn 1. And Chile just behind Train Raider. You can see that gap is pretty much nothing as we go onto the back straight, and this is where the slipstream really matters. Let's have a look from onboard Train Raider and see just how close Chile can get. Into turn 3 we go now, and that gap is only a few meters now as we make our way into turn 4. Onto the start-finish straight we go now to start lap 35. You can see that slipstream paying wonders for Chile as he goes side by side, even ahead by the start-finish line, and that brings Chile back up into P2. Now these two drivers, they know each other very well. They've been fighting each other here in BeamGP for quite a few years, and so they know how each other race, they know how each other drive, and I think the best thing for these two drivers to do right now would be to work together, to not fight each other, and just to make their way up and catch up to Dolphin and overtake them. If they battle each other like they are doing now, yo-yoing one then another out in front, I think that's just going to set them back. They need to stay in formation and just make their way up the order and catch up to Dolphin out in front. Lap 36 here at Indianapolis. We've got 4 laps left in this motor race here, and it looks like all the drivers are actually playing ball for once. We've got Chile and Train Raider, P2 and P3, swapping positions as they try and catch up to Dolphin out in front, who's had a spectacular race here, has the American. Really showing that they have the muster to get up to the front and stay in front. Really, 2 seconds of gap in 2 laps is nothing to scoff at. and really showing that they have the ability to control this car when it matters. They've put the power down. There is a push-to-pass system here in IndyCar. I think that is what is allowing Dolphin to just coast their way. They knew there was going to be incidents. They knew there were going to be troubles and triumphs. And they must have held off of using their push-to-pass, and they're now deploying every last drop of their push-to-pass. They get 200 seconds here in an IndyCar race in BeamGP, which you can join next week over at discord.beamgp.com. And they must have just kept a little bit in their tank, which they're now using the full momentum of. That's over 3 minutes. That's just about 3 laps, which we can expect it to peel off now, any moment now at least, as we see Train and Chile still fighting it out. This is just losing them time here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're coming on to the final 2 laps of the race. Oh no, Chile's had a moment! And that's a caution here in Indianapolis, and we're going into overtime. We'll see you in a short moment. Indycar, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is BeamGP, and we have one heck of a battle for you guys. We've got 2 laps until we go green, until the end of the race, and we have one pack of rowdy drivers ready to launch an attack at any moment. 2 drivers on the lead lap. One of them, as you can see, Chile, crashing out just before the caution was called out. That called out the caution. And this is now entering overtime. Well, as the music fades out, we now get clarity as to what's going to happen. We should now, as the caution was called out in the final few moments of the race was extended, so we won't end under caution. Any moment now, the caution is going to enter the pits. But not this lap. We're going to have a 1-lap shootout here. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Don't go anywhere. Overtime has been called. You see it on the board. And guys, I don't know what you expected, but I partly expected to enter overtime this race. I didn't expect it, however, to be entering overtime an hour after we started this race. That is something that I didn't expect. But, well, something that is very interesting to all the people here in BeamGP is just how close the fighting has been for most of this race. I know I certainly didn't expect to see a battle under a second for the lead still. And you know what? It's even better. Last green flags period, we saw the current leader, a Happy Dolphin here, use what must have been all of their push to pass. But I still think the person in P2, Train Raider, I still think they have a little bit left. If we ride on board now, we can see there is still a fair amount of push to pass left in Train Raider's fuel tanks, which could be pivotal in this last lap dash to the line. We now do the wave bias, which means this lap we're going to be going green. I don't think Ride Red was close enough to get a wave by. We'll have to wait and see. Ride Red being half straight away. Anywho, we have a very interesting battle for the win. Oh no. Oh no, Rye Bread. That is not what you want to do again. Back to the battle that is going to be forming for the lead here. It's going to be an interesting battle here. It's going to be an interesting race. It's going to be an interesting situation. If you thought you were going to go anywhere, you are wrong. We have a couple of laps until we go green. And a couple of laps means... Can I log in? Oh, no. Means that anything can happen. We've already seen Dolphin empty their tanks. And Train Rider, we've just seen, still has almost a whole tank, certainly over half of a tank left. It's going to be close. It's going to be well fought. And it's going to be green here in Indycar, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Two-way battle for the lead. Last lap. It's a one-lap shootout. We'll ride on board with Train Raider then. Through turn one, we get the slipstream. And we are well close to Happy Dolphin out in front. Just making our way through turn two now, under 100 feet, and you can see just how powerful that slipstream and how powerful push to pass is. Going off board now as we get one of our drone cameras absolutely mullered. Through turn two, Train Raider on the outside, pushing Dolphin down to the bottom. Slipstream then for Dolphin, but Train Raider has the push to pass, and it looks like Train Raider with the clean air makes his way through, and that's a caution. Oh no, you've got to be kidding. Caution called for Chile, caution called for Alex. Oh my goodness me. Well, if the tides had turned on Dolphin, the tides have now turned on Train Raider. On board with Dolphin, and they have the same amount of push to pass left, which means when we go green in a few moments' time, it's even Stevens. You don't want to go anywhere, because this is going to be the battle of the century. BeamGP, IndyCar, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this short break. a race that was meant to take 40 laps, we find ourselves on lap 46 here. 2 drivers on the lead lap. Overtime has been called. And, well, last time out we had a 1-lap shootout. We saw Train Raider make his way onto the lead of the race. We saw Dolphin get absolutely decimated by Push to Pass with a move around the outside through this turn 3. And we saw 2 major crashes into this wall here between 3 and 4. It's all to play for between Train Raider and Happy Dolphin. Even Stevens is the Push to Pass levels. It's anyone's game. Who dares to play the hardest? Find out in just about a lap here as we make our way around Indianapolis Motor Speedway for hopefully the last couple of times. But knowing these drivers, anything can happen, and anything probably will happen. Who do you guys think is going to win? Well, let's have a quick look. An hour ago, the vote was put onto Chile to win. The second best vote was for Rybread. Well, unfortunately to say, both of those votes are not the best. But, well, Chile and Happy Dolphin was on there, got no votes. Currently, it's looking like they might be the bookies' favourite if you were to make a bet right now. Don't do gambling, guys. But, well, we've got just a few moments before we go green. Happy Dolphin, Train Raider, and the lights go green here in Indianapolis for hopefully the final time as we cross the line. It's gonna say the final lap. Here we go, 3 wide into turn 1. Dolphin just staying out behind. Oh my goodness, no! That is another catastrophe here in Indianapolis. And chap, you know what? We go into caution one more time. We'll be back. Well, there is your race result. After 48 laps, the stewards decided no more. We're not going to do another batch of overtimes. Train Raider is your race winner. Happy Dolphin taken out in the final green flag corner, fortunately. Well, let's then have a look at the race results. As it stands, all to be decided by the stewards. Train Raider wins, Happy Dolphin P2, Chile Fortunate P3, Rybread with a couple of unusual accidents there for Rybread. It looked like their whole system was having a little fit at one point. Gets P4, Newt P5, Alex P6. We see Lucas gets P7 and Max gets P8. Well then, that was a crazy race there in Indianapolis, and I think that's all that you can say. it's certainly not been the cleanest race that we've seen these drivers do. Let's have a quick look at the Drivers' Championship and see how that plays now. Chile, your leader in the standings, 26 points. Rybread, 25 points. Happy Dolphin, also P2, 25 points. Train Raider, 16 points. That puts them P4. On to the next screen, Dweed, P7, 10 points. A couple drivers getting P8, a couple drivers getting 6 points. A couple drivers on P8, both have 8 points. How funny is that? Onto the final screen, we'll see Etsy has 4 points. Alex then also getting 4 points, P13 and 12. Lucas gets 2 points, he is P14, and Jamiroquai 0 points, having a lot of software and hardware issues last week out in Barber Motorsport Park. Well, that was your crazy race here. We've got a couple drivers waiting for an interview, so first off, we will say hello to a Happy Dolphin. Happy Dolphin, well, I think the only way to describe that race is crazy. How would you describe it? We saw in the green flag, the second to last green flag section, because what we saw just now wasn't really a green flag section. You gained 2 seconds on Chile and Train Raider. Were you using push to pass? And just how did it feel to be gaining such a big gap on what looked to be the final session part of the race?
Over time.
Yeah, well, you had a great battle with Chile and with Train and with a couple of drivers at the first half of the race. Talk to me a little bit about the battle with Train at the end.
We didn't really have much time to battle, but I was surprised I came from so far back to get me in the turn 3. And I was just gonna try and get them back down the straight, but ran out of time, unfortunately.
Of course, not the way that anyone would have wanted to end this race, but a P2 is still something you're gonna smile about, or?
Yeah, it's still second place at Indy, like nothing to scoff at all, but just with how it ended, just puts a sour taste in the mouth. Like, it puts me a bit further and maybe out of the championship with just how the races will probably go. Like, I'm still 1 point, but I don't know how I'll be in the next road course.
Well, hopefully the next road course shows you to be as victorious almost as you were today. Hopefully we can get you on the top step next week. Everyone, your P2 man, Happy Dolphin, well done.
Thank you.
Up next then we have Rybread. Hello Rybread. Not the race that you would have wanted, but it's the race that you turned out to get in the end. Well, just talk me through the first quarter of the race. That seemed to be going pretty good for you.
Well, I'll just say this, qualifying was amazing. I really spent the time, dialed my setup. I even had 2 setups, one for quali, one for race. I was really excited to win this race. And so quali P1, and then race 1, massive crash. It was, a bit scary, so we restarted. And it was all going good until I get croiled by Dolphin. and I explode. I'm not sure if you guys caught that on stream or how'd that look.
You were in 2. I couldn't see the back end.
Yeah. And so that caused a 8-minute and 30-second pit time. Therefore, I sat around, came back out 5 laps down, and then just cautions after cautions. I tried getting back until Newt decided to lay on his brakes on the wave bind, so I would lay on my brakes, and then I killed Chile and myself. And then, let's see, near the end, it's the final lunge. I tried to go for the gap. There was space until Dolphin squeezed, and then I killed him.
But you had pretty good pace through there.
Oh yeah, I had the fastest pace for sure. It's just, you know, it's just unfortunate events.
Yeah, well, next week we see the Indianapolis series go to Laguna Seca, a track that you seem to do pretty well at. Are you looking forward to it?
I'm looking very much towards it. I think that since not many people here know how to do setups, I'm able to push my setup to the maximum and just really get every inch of that course out of my car. So I'm pretty excited to hopefully get a podium there.
Yeah, well, here's to hoping that Laguna Seca goes better than this race.
Indeed.
Well, that was Rabbit, everyone. Well done. Well, with that out of the way, we've seen calamity after calamity. We've seen... I don't know how to explain what we've just seen right there. But, well, if you would like to be in with a chance of doing that yourself, head over to discord.beamgp.com, head over to the Start Racing tab, where you can get your rookie license for free today. If you want to watch all the previous races, you want to watch this again, or you want to be notified when we go live in the future, head over to youtube.com/@BeamGP. And if you want to have a look at the driver ratings after this race, BeamGP.com and the drivers tab is for you. We've got a few races coming up after this. In nice one, me. One moment. In a few moments, we have hypercars at Suzuka. In 2 hours, we have Formula 4 Americas. That's going to be held at Homestead Miami Speedway. In 5 hours, midnight UTC, we have the Covet Cup Americas Challenge. That is at Watkins Glen. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. UTC, we have the EWC, the Endurance Championship at Road America. That's going to be in LMP2 cars, if I'm not mistaken. All the information, however, is on our Discord, discord.beamgp.com. Thank you, everyone, for watching this race ever so much. Hopefully you join the Discord. Have fun. We'll see you next time, and I'll see you. Goodbye.